Yeah, just a quick amendment to that. I'm 14 years in total, not all at the same time. First off, I'm so incredibly proud of what these people did. Do you know what? After over 40 years of this movement, that last week when I heard about those dogs, my heart just soared. So from the outset, let's get one thing clear. As a movement, we shouldn't just be proud of these young people. We should support them all the way, everything they need, financially, emotionally, but above all else, we should all emulate that. We should all be animal rights activists. These young people, and what this animal rights movement is made about, it's what it's all about, the activist space. And to be here today, after decades of being involved in the movement, being with these people, is one of the proudest moments I've ever had. I salute them. I absolutely salute them for what they did. They are the best that possibly this movement could have produced. And I'm so proud that after all these decades, here again, the animal liberators have struck. So let's hear it from right from the bottom of the heart. Let's really hear it for them. Well, I was doing some research last night. And you can go back right to the 1970s, the early 1970s, and people in this country were liberating dogs from laboratories and laboratory suppliers. These were ordinary people, just ordinary people, and you know what it proves? It proves what this movement has always been about, and its greatest strength. You don't have to be a superhero to be an animal rights activist. You don't have to be a superhero to be a liberator. What you have to be is determined, courageous. That's all it takes. None of us is special. None of us is any better than anybody else. But that's what makes this movement undefeatable. And MBR Acres, if ever a moment in this movement's history was coming, it's now. MBR Acres has been there under different names for 5 decades. Now after a long time, when I came out of prison last time, felt a certain sense of despair about the way things were going. But that's all changed now, because I can sense that with this latest campaign against MBR, something momentous is going to happen, driven once again by the grassroots activists. Now MBR Acres need to understand something, and the Home Office, who licensed these places, need to understand something. We're coming for you. We are coming for you, and this time, we will not fail. This time MBR will close. And the only thing that's acceptable now is those dogs out there. The only thing that's acceptable now is those fences coming down. The only thing that's acceptable is that place is bulldozed and consigned to the dustbin of history. We are really on the road to something here, and really are. And the fact that a group of people organise themselves to go into MBR and liberate 5 dogs should say something about what needs to be done. It can't just be a single act. It has to be a catalyst. It has to be. These young people who did this cannot have took this risk with their liberty for it not to be the catalyst for the end of MBR. So what I'm saying to you is, you can all be direct action people, and we need direct action. Let me spell it out loud and clear. I don't care what the police say. I don't care. What I care about is the end of the suffering of those dogs. And if that means the law has to be broken, then so be it. It has to be broken. It's not as if it's not happened before in history. None of us would be here now with the rights we've got if some other people in the past hadn't stood up and broke the law and fought for those rights. And we must do the same for those dogs. So yes, it is incitement. That's exactly what it is. It's incitement to close MBR. And it's incitement to say to you all, if that means breaking the law, break the fucking law. They can imprison people, and I've no doubt they will imprison some people. But that's the price sometimes. That is the price. And I think it's worth it. And I think what these people showed, these young people showed, is they have that spirit again. That spirit that we all had, all of us in this movement, had and must have again. They are a shining example to me, a shining example of what is possible and what is achievable and what is doable. And you've heard from other speakers, from Hunt Saboteurs, who go out every week and risk their physical state, arrest every week to save lives. And that's the thing about our movement. That was always the thing. It was always the thing that made us different. It's because we would get up our arse. We don't just talk about it, we do it. And we've got to do it again. Now MBR are dragging everyone through the High Court at the moment with an injunction. And those injunctions are designed to do one thing. It's designed to curtail the protest, but it's also designed to frighten the rest of you off. But again, these people who took those dogs proved, do you know what they proved? Fuck you, MBR. That's what they proved. Now, if ever you needed a clearer message, they sent it to them. They sent a message to MBR that they're not going to be able to deal with ultimately. And MBR should understand something. There are thousands of angry people out there. For Christ's sake, it's supposed to be a nation of animal lovers, dog lovers, and yet MBR acres sell beagle dogs to the research industry to be poisoned to death in a country that supposedly abhors the ill treatment of animals. So what I say is that we have a mandate from the public to take MBR down, and we have to do that. And some of that will mean breaking the law. So again, I say to you, don't be afraid to break the law. This is just, this is right, and we must do it.
Yes.
So I'm not going to go on because, you know, what more can I say? Well, when I saw the picture of those dogs and that freedom and liberty, it was the clearest image yet of what's to come. And I say now that as a movement, we get up, we stand up, and we don't back down, and we face MBR down. Because make no mistake about it, what happens to MBR matters to the whole movement now. It matters to the whole animal research industry. I have no doubt that there are people in that Home Office there, in the government and elsewhere, that will do their utmost to prop MBR up. So you're fighting big people. We've fought big people before. We've fought big people before and won. And we can do it here. And the time is right. The time is right. Things are changing. It's been a long road. It's been a very long road. But the day of liberation for those beagles is coming. And it's in no small part to what these people did. We owe them a sense of gratitude. And we can repay that by carrying on fighting MBR and by closing them down. Anything else but that is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. So I say 1 year from now, the next celebration is the end of MBR. And we get it in our heads and our hearts that we will do that and we won't stop until we've achieved it. And I hope you all carry that away with you today. And from someone who's been around the movement for a long time, I'm immensely proud of what you've done, immensely proud. I can't tell you. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. So, that's it really. What's left to say other than let's get the job done. And I know you will give it everything. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the law or the Home Office. They're just a construct. They want to get into your heads that you can't do it. But you can do it. You can do it. It's been proved you can do it. Let's smash MBR. Let's get those dogs out. And let's make a statement that will echo through history that this was the beginning of the end of animal research, of vivisection, and the suffering of animals in this country. And these were the people that did it. You're the people that did it. You'll be the people that will do it. Let's get on with it and get the job done. Thank you very much.